The Red Project, Undoing the Silence, is an evening of dance works based on HIV-positive stories and experiences. Each of the works are digging into the subconscious of an HIV-positive individual in the Richmond community and really kind of focusing in on these different vignettes. For example, finding out one is HIV positive, or the experience of finding love when HIV positive. Art is a work that came from out of nowhere, actually. I began making art when I was flustered and making a piece. The piece was just supposed to be about structure and pulling something together and having it fall apart. And the work became just that. It became me struggling to try to make it happen. So art is pretty much about the process of creating and the process of digging inside of oneself to find tranquility within chaos.
My name is Damien Bond. I am a VCU dance alumna and a self-taught costume designer, and have been designing for a few companies in VCU dance for the last 13, 14 years at this point. And my process with Johnnie's piece, which is for me about being as honest as you possibly can be in your most vulnerable spaces. I think that's what the benefit is about, exposure. And so the costumes are about just that, essentially matching the vulnerability of the vision of the choreographer to the piece, and getting costumes which are this architecture that's tangible and palpable, and having the dancers dance within that architecture and then within the architecture of the entire piece. So what I do is try to bring the vision to life through fabric. And for this piece, it was about 50 to 60 yards of fabric, all crushed pan velour, and which is just very rich looking. And the section of the piece that I'm dancing with, the music is just rich, the concept is rich, and I just wanted to bring out this classical feel. And what better to do that with than very rich fabric and lots of ruffles and lots of billowing gussets and corset-backed costumes, and sort of taking us back to a different era of classical persuasion.
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
The costume design for art is made by Damien Bond, a VCU graduate and a dear friend of mine. She did an amazing job at capturing the creativity from the work, and she kind of put the piece into a Renaissance period. So when you look at the costumes, it looks like architectural. It looks very architectural, very formed and shaped. Where the work itself, it has chaos, but then you see that architecture in it. So you see the architecture in this chaotic realm. So I think Damien really pulled together that idea of creating onto the costume.